That's why there's no sound. Oh, my goodness. This is not a good start to my evening tonight. I am so sorry. It just seems to have been one of those nights. First, the internet went out, and that was a problem. And then it came back on not long before I was meant to go live. Ah, no sound, no sound, no sound. Oh, look at all those comments saying no sound. I am so sorry. Yep, I'm sorry, guys. So I had some technical problems tonight. Can you tell? Oh, yeah, it can only get better from here. Exactly. The internet went out, and then I was awake at, this is probably why, I was awake at 4 o'clock this morning and couldn't get back to sleep. So a little bit earlier ago, I had a little nap because I wasn't going to make it tonight if I didn't. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. And then my husband decided to be kind tonight, and he offered me to go and get my favorite meal from the local noodle shop. And so we went down there to pick it up, and they're closed, having a week off or something, 10 days or something. So they are closed. So I found another place and got a Thai meal, Penang curry, yummy, really, really good. Brought it home and tipped the whole thing all over the kitchen bench. So that's my night. How about everybody else? And then this happened. No sound, and yeah, that's the other thing you missed me telling you about because there was no sound, is the fact that the stamp set that I was going to use tonight and the die set have both gone walkabout. I do not know where they are. Actually, there's one spot I didn't think to look. No, they're not there. So we're going to do something different. I'm going to pivot and we're going to just do something else. No, not a good start. I know, right? Thank you for your patience with me. I'll have to see. I see I got a grumpy face. Glenda was grumpy with me tonight. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Glenda. She left me an angry face, and I don't blame you. So let's switch over to the desk and let's get started, because otherwise nothing's going to happen tonight. Blame Crumpet. I can't blame Crumpet. You know what? He's under the table, fast asleep. Actually, he just moved, so he's not under the table anymore. So there you go. Take a deep breath. All good. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I thought tonight we should play with some celebration stuff because we really haven't done a lot of that. I did use the Flight and Airy paper last Friday night, and we made those beautiful bird cards. Thank you. Yes, a deep breath. That sounds like a really, really smart move. Yes, I do realize that there are angry faces to say that they can't hear me, but hopefully they'll go back in and turn the angry faces off because they're not angry anymore. All right, so we have here our beautiful celebration catalog. If you don't know what celebration is, okay, celebration is in Australia, every $90 you spend, you get to pick something out of this catalog for free. So it's a pretty cool promotion. They do it every January and February. Once upon a time, they used to, when they first brought it out, January, February, in Australia, it didn't do so well the very first year, and they realized that January, with so many people being away on holidays and recovering from Christmas and everything, January wasn't a great month for it to work here. So they started doing it February, March. And then with everything going global and everything changing, they brought us back into line with, for a little while we had 3 months, January, February, March. That was too long. And then they brought it back to January, February, and we're just the same as everyone else now. So there you go. Oh, it was a mistake. That's okay. Oh, you were trying to hit the sound button. Oh, dear. That's okay. I think if you try and press it again, it'll go away, but I really don't know. Maybe then again, it might make it go again. So who knows? I know you're not really angry, so that's okay, Glenda. Oh, you got my haircut. Thanks, Roz. Yeah, I had it cut yesterday. Just needed to get the chop. I was so overdue for a haircut, so it felt really good to get it done. All right, so this is the celebration book this year. We've got some really, really fun things. And there are 2 levels. So if you're ordering $90 here in Australia, it's $110 in New Zealand. I think it's $50 in the US, and I'm not sure about Canada, how much they have to spend, but $90 here in Australia. And if you spend $90 in an order, then you can choose from one of these free with a $90 order things. So there's a watercolor melon set, like a watercolor melons. And then there's this beautiful Sunny Days 12 by 12 paper, which I don't have this one yet. Actually, I recommended it to someone today because it's got cute little strawberries in it. Strawberries and rainbows and some cute little flowers. But I don't have it yet. That's on my list. This one, the Flightenary paper is so beautiful. I have 3 packs of that. So it was gorgeous. Thanks, Lani. I will do that big breathing that you're suggesting. The Cradled in Love. So these are all free with a $90 order. Cradled in Love stamp set. Now, hiding here in the plain sight right in the middle, but easy to miss, is the Pool Party crinkle ribbon. That's that Pool Party ribbon that you might have seen me using a couple of times. It's really super cute. Okay, I really, really like it. And when I turn the page, I've got this softly stippled designer series paper. This one matches the stippled roses. Okay, so if you love the stippled roses, and I know there's a few people here who love that bundle, this matches them. And if, in fact, if you buy the stippled roses bundle, that would qualify you for a free item, and you could get the matching paper. So that makes it a really good little thing to keep an eye on. Over here, we've got the Most Adored 12 by 12 paper. This is a specialty paper, so it's got, you know, gold foiling on one side. You've got these, you can see it right here, these beautiful patterns. Okay, it's really, really lovely. And the colors in that are Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, and the gold and white. Okay, so really, really nice. There's also, a bit like the ribbon, hiding here in the middle is the opaque faceted gems. And the colors of those are Calypso Coral, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party. So they actually go with quite a lot of things. So the Calypso Coral, even though it's not the same color, will go quite nicely with the Flirty Flamingo. But it goes really, really well with this paper because there's Calypso Coral and Pool Party in that one as well. So, yeah, there's some really, really good coordinating things in this catalogue. The next page has what I was going to use tonight, which was the Trusty Tools bundle, which is stamps and dies, but there's also matching paper. And I can't wait to use this with you because there's some really cool things you can do with this. There's a Heartfelt Hello. This matches the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. But even though it matches the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch, it will go on to quite a lot of other banners and shapes as well. So don't just think the only ones you can use it with is Heartfelt Hexagon. It does go with the others, okay? And we're still going with the free with $90 stamp sets. And then this stamp set here is called Jungle Pals. Now, I have a customer who loves sloths. She loves them so much. She has pajamas with sloths. She has her sloths on her keychain. She has sloths on different outfits. She just loves them. And every time she sees a sloth, she has to buy it. So Jungle Pal is going to, I know she's going to have her eye on this because of the sloth in it. And the other thing, this is free with a $90 order, but for anyone, you can cut them out and use them as they are, but there are matching dies. But the matching dies are one of the higher level sets. So these, to get these dies, you would need to spend $180. Okay, so that's instead of your $90 order, it would be a $180 spend to get these dies, okay, which do match the Jungle Pals set. And I do have those. Maybe I'll drag those out and use them tonight, seeing as if you're a demonstrator, make sure you go off the retail price. That's true, not the demo one. Oh, there you go. And you didn't realize you were another $24 off. How frustrating. Oh, hello, Deb. How are you? Nice to talk to you again. Twice in one day. Woo. Then this is a higher level one as well. This is called Softly Sophisticated. It's like very delicate little flowers and some nice sentiments, but it has a matching embossing folder. I'll hold that up. I don't have this yet, but it's really nice. And it's a good background embossing folder. It's not a 3D embossing folder. It's just a normal one, but it's really nice. I like what they've done here. See, they've actually done the background. Can you see it? They've done the background with that embossing folder, and they have here as well. This one's just plain white, but this one, they've used a blending brush and added some shading starting up from the bottom. So that starts with some shading at the bottom and then fades out as it goes up. So it's dark at the bottom and light at the top. Really like it. It's really, really nice. And then the last thing that's the freebie in the 180, the higher level ones, is the detailed dogwood set. Doesn't have a set of dies, doesn't have anything else that goes with it. It's just a really beautiful stamp set, and it's a bit of a higher value one. So I hope you can see that there. There's 10 stamps. They are cling, not photopolymer. I always think, especially with something with so much fine detail, you get the best result still with the, and this is probably controversial because I know not everyone loves rubber stamps, but the rubber stamps still have the best chance of giving you great detail. So if it's something high detail, I would always I always hope it's going to be in rubber. But the photopolymer is obviously better. They each have their pros and cons. And I'm sure you guys have your favorites. But here is the, what do we call it? So is it So Adorned? Let me look it up again. It's this one. Most Adorned. Most Adored 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. It's on page 9 of your celebration book. And I thought I would have a little play with this, seeing as, and this is all on the fly because I haven't done any preparation because what I had prepared in my mind involved the other stamp set. So I can't do that. But that's okay. We work it out as we go along. All right, so let's have a look at this paper. So one side has the foil designs, and you can see it's really, really nice. Oh, that's good to know. Marilyn's saying the Petal Park Punch matches some of the flowers in the Dogwood stamp set. Good to know. Hey, Jolene, nice to see you. You love rubber the best. I did too, Cheryl. There are times where I appreciate the fact that you can see through the photopolymer stamps. And, you know, if I'm trying to position something perfectly, photopolymer can be great for that. And for two-step stamping and that sort of thing, it's really, really good. But rubber still gives me the best detail. So that's just, you were lucky and ordered everything you really wanted from the mini. Fantastic. Yeah, there's some really great things in there. Hey there, Jamie. How are you? Nice to see you. How's Ginger? How is your beautiful Ginge? Is he recovering? I'd love to hear how he's going. Jamie, her little pussycat, who looks a lot or quite a bit like my Crumpet, was hit by a car. Is that right, Jamie? And then he's been recovering at great expense, I imagine. But anyway, I just was wondering how he's going. And on the back, we've got the Real Red and the Flirty Flamingo, kind of like a really fine check. It's really nice. So then this one here, you can see on the back, we've got some Flirty Flamingo swirly bits, very swirly, curly. And then we've got, this is nice. It's got like a tartan, but it's also got a bit of texture to it. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the texture? It's interesting. And then on the back of this one, we've got hearts in the Flirty Flamingo. So, yeah, I'd love to hear how he's going. Ginger's a boy, right? Am I correct? I mean, most ginger cats are, but I know there's a few girl ones around. This is like little roses. These are really pretty. And then on the back of that, you've got little hearts. So it's Real Red with your white hearts. This one is really pretty. You'll notice that it's designed to be cut in the middle because the hearts on this side come down this way and the hearts on this side come down this way. So they mirror each other kind of thing. So it is designed to be used from two ends. And on the back of that, we have like a, this is nice, isn't it? This reminds me of pajamas. Does this remind anybody else of pajamas? I think that's pretty cool. This one is your gold foil again. So this paper is free with a $90 order. So if you've got something that you're thinking that you wanted to order and you happen to love this, this will be your chance to get it. It's really, really nice. You've got your Flirty Flamingo hearts on that side. And I think that's all. Is that all the paper? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I wonder if I've missed one. I might have missed one. But anyway, it's really lovely. Now comes the big thing where I get to decide what colors I want to work with. And I'm never quite sure what to do. So I'm going to start, I think, with some Real Red. And I will use that as my base color. And Real Red is a Regal. It's in our Regals colors. So let's get going with that. And I've been using my trimmer on my desk today. One of the things my friend and I did today, we cut up for craft along. I'm actually a little bit ahead of schedule, believe it or not. That's very unlike me. but a little bit ahead of schedule for Craft Along this month. So I'm going to do this at 10 centimeters wide. This will be my card front size, and it's 14.3 long, standard card front size. Okay. All right, so let's come in here and see what we can do. That's what's going to look really, really good with this. Well, you can't go wrong with some hearts. And I'm thinking I want to have some good contrast. So maybe this. And I'm going to mostly use the backs, I think. I like this one. I like the pajama one. These are the ones I'm picking so far. So we've got red hearts. We've got, I'm calling this the pajama pattern, and then we've got the swirls. And I'm thinking maybe I might add some of this. And I'm thinking maybe some of this. All right, so let's see how we go. And I'm going to chop up a little bit of this. So I'm not exactly sure how much I want to use. I'm going to start with 2 centimeter pieces, and then we can always adjust as necessary. So I'm going to cut 2 centimeter strips off here. Let me move this a bit so you can see it better. And I also think I'm not quite straight, and I don't like being crooked. Let me try and not make everyone see it. All right, so there's that one. And oh, he's going to be all right. I'm so glad to hear it. He's finally doing great. He looks so sad in the photos. I'm going to go this end. I felt so sad for him. I wanted to squeeze him and make him feel better. He could come and hang out with Crumpet and Merlot. I'm just going to go a little bit wider with this one because I want to make sure I get this stripe in here. So let me pop that back on that 2 centimeter mark. Go the other way. Yeah, I've just looked at the photos and he made me so sad looking at him. Do you think he knew you were, all the way through? Do you think you knew he was trying to help you? He understood that he needed help? Okay, I'm going to make these 9 centimeters long. I think that'll be right. I'm guessing, but yeah, I think it'll be okay. It's so sad when we lose our fur babies. We love them so much, and you don't like seeing them go through pain or, anything horrible like that. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Shirley. Well, I will tell you guys, I'm a little bit excited because I did a video, and some of you may have seen it the other day. I did a video with the white ink on the embossing folder. Do you remember the one I did for Technique Tuesday this week? And it was my technique that we did on Tuesday afternoon, and it's like white ink sponged over one of our embossing folders, and I was really happy with it. It turned out really, really nice. But that has had such a great response. I got I've been getting good numbers all week from that. So I'm very excited because when you get good numbers, I'm going to see if I need more of these pieces. So I'm going to just pop all the pieces here. I am going to need another one, I think. So I'm creating a background, but with some of these different, let's see how much room I have. Yep, there's going to be enough room for one more. So what will we do for the last one? Let me see. One of these two. What do you think? This one or this one? I think maybe this one, a little bit darker. And that's on the back of this paper. So, although they're sideways, so I'll need to go this way to get them facing the right way. And let's do, so 9 centimeters long. And that would have been nice too, this one with the little hearts, but I just thought that's a little bit darker. All right. Oh, 20 years old. That's a very, very good age for a cat. Wow. I hope mine lasts that long. I can't bear the idea of anything happening to them. They're such good cats. And I'm thinking maybe that one there and maybe this one here. So now I have 6 pieces. I don't know. Do we put those there? Yep, that'll do. All right, so you could put them on dimensionals. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to pop them on with some, you could use seal or Tombow or whatever you like. Completely fine. And it's best to start, when you're doing a card like this, it's best to start with the ends because you can move, and the Tombow is good because you can kind of move them into the right spot. So I can shift it before it dries. Do you see what I mean? All right, so then I'm going to do the other one so it's the same amount of distance from the end that this one is. That way you get them even. If you try and start at one end and work your way along, it's very easy to mess it up and then run out of room at the end, or have too much room at the end. Either one is not good. Either way they're going to end up looking weird. So, all right, so now the others can kind of just go in between. And just sort of work out how much space they need, all right? So yeah, it's an easy idea doing this with strips of paper. It's also a really great way to use up your strips. If you've got lots of little strips of paper left over, do this with them. It's such an easy way to use them up, and it's really effective. And no one would ever know they were just off cuts, We like that. So now today I have fun. The reason I've been able to cut up my craft along stuff today is today I've actually finally, well, I made up my mind that of what design I'm doing and what theme. The theme I was going to do this month, I'm not doing this month. I'm going to do that theme next month, but this month or soon, but this month we're going to be doing for our craft along, and I'm happy to share it with you. We're going to be doing like a whole craft along on the perennial lavender suite. I did a poll on my VIP group, which is my Australia-based VIP Facebook group, and overwhelmingly, when I asked people what their favorite suite was, it was the perennial lavender bundle. So that's the one I'm going to do this month for my craft along. Yeah, it does look really good, doesn't it? And those couple of gold ones really pick up the light, and they look really, really good. All right, so let me grab a die set. Now, this is a new die set that you may have seen me use a couple of times. I happen to really, really like it, and you'll be seeing a lot of it. Actually, I just suddenly thought, I've got a new die set that I haven't used yet. I was going to use this and put this shape in the middle, like so, and our sentiment on there, and then some flowers, and make that into a very pretty card. But I've got a new set of dies. Where are they? Oh. I've just had a bit of an epiphany, and the epiphany I've had is that the new sets must all be still together. They all arrived yesterday, and they're all missing. So they're in a box somewhere. I better find that box, hey? So this is the one we're going to use tonight. The other one, though, is the other one I was looking at. Do you remember the one we talked about the other night or the other day when I said that it's the ones with the holes? Let me show them to you. Just got to remember what page they're on. They are on. Where are they? Oh, Everyday Details is the name. And I should have paid attention to what page they're on. They're on page 28. And they're these ones. So I could use like the rectangle with the holes, which does these sort of holes around. Okay. And that would look really nice as well. So that would be another one to do. I love everything shiny too. All my shiny stuff is all my favorite. So this is the one I think I'd like to use. Now let me see. I could use, we've got a couple of nice, I've been using this Sending Love and Best Wishes a lot. In fact, I've been using it so often I've still got it on the block. I really, really like that one. You sent me marvelous. I can't thank you enough. These are all really good sentiments. I don't know. Have I even used the I can't thank you enough? I don't think I have. And let me have a quick look and see if there's another saying I'd like to use instead. We could also use this. This is really nice. Thinking of You. That is a really nice one from the Softly Said set. This is one of our online exclusives. Hey there, Carolyn. Well, you picked the right time to come in because the beginning of this video is a bit of a disaster. I lost sound and all sorts of things happened that just didn't go quite to plan. So you picked the right time to show. That's very, very good. I know. They're fantastic, those dies. Really, really love them. So I have got this one, but will it fit on this? Because it's a big die. I think it would, but only just. And I feel like that's too big. No, I don't want that. That's not what I'm after at all. I want a smaller greeting, but not too small. So I'm looking for an in-between size greeting. So we have got the I Can't Thank You Enough, which would look really good. That's probably the biggest of these ones. But I'd have to put it together, but we can do that if we decide to. The other day when I did my my card with the white ink, I did it as a sympathy card, and that was a really nice one. But this absolutely is not a sympathy greeting. This is not a sympathy card, this one. So I'm just deciding which is my favorite greeting to use with this. Does anyone have any thoughts about what they would like me to use? It is a nice font. Yep. It's lovely, but yeah, just not quite right for this card. Well, here's another new set that I got this week. This one should have been in that box too, but I've used it this week, so I'm guessing that that's why it's not with the others, wherever they are. This one is, I will probably use this a little later. I did a card with this earlier this week that I absolutely loved, and I did post the card. It used this little stamp here, but it matches the modern oval punch. But I was just thinking I could use the thanks or the hello miss you here on this card. Which one should I use? I think either of them would look really good on there. So let me cut this shape, which will take me all of 2 seconds while I do that. While you guys decide which one you would like. Anyone got any ideas? I'm doing it on white because that's going to work in with my card. And here's my shape that I really love. It's like a banner. Okay, the thanks seems to be popular. Yeah, well, it does, but we don't really do Valentine's here in Australia. I mean, it's the only people there's only 2. We don't send Valentine's cards, so it's kind of interesting because it's the busiest or the second busiest day of the year for florists, and probably close also for restaurants for Valentine's Day. So somebody's clearly doing Valentine's. Right, so I'm going to pull out the thanks. I'm going to pop that on a block, and I'm going to use it. Let's pop that right there. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo, which is, to me, kind of a salmony pink. It's not a pink. So I'm going to stamp it first on a scrap just to make sure, preferably a scrap that I haven't already written all over. I've got a couple of scrap pieces here. Now this is actually, I'm just stamping this on my glass mat, and you can see it stamps okay, but it's a little bit dotty, okay? Because it's a very solid stamp, this is where you're really going to benefit from using a mat underneath your work. All right, so let me grab my mat, and I'm going to do that again, and I want to show you the difference. All right, so this time, same thing as before. I'm just going to hold it the same as I did for a few seconds to transfer the ink. And I hope you can see that it is a smoother. Can you see the difference? Like one, it's not a lot different, but the one at the top is definitely dottier, and the one at the bottom is a little bit more smooth and solid. Can you see that? I hope you can. I mean, it's going to be fine no matter what, but I find if I'm using a more solid stamp, I do like to have, for photopolymer stamps, not for rubber stamps, but for photopolymer stamps, I like to have a mat underneath. Okay, so I'm going to try and pop this in the middle. I'm going to stand up because I want to get it straight. So my poor husband had to clean up if you missed the story of the Penang curry that I upended all over the kitchen bench. He helped me mop up. We saved some of the sauce. I actually did get a few mouthfuls in before I had to run in here. But anyway, it is what it is. All right. Now, let's come back to our beautiful paper. And I'm just going to bring this piece here, and I'm thinking maybe I could use, because I don't have a stamp set that matches this. It does coordinate with the adorning, is it the Adorning Hearts set? I think it does. Let me just have a very quick look. It's on the same page as the Brayer, but Adoring Hearts, and it's page 18. Okay. Okay, so I've used these the other day in another video, but the Adoring Hearts stamp, which I don't have, this certainly could work for a Valentine's set. It has got a To My Valentine in it, but it also loved and celebrating you with all my heart. I adore you. And then there's a little hybrid embossing folder that matches the dies, okay, which means you can put this embossing folder with your paper inside and the dies, okay, through a cut and emboss machine, and it will both cut and emboss at the same time. The same way that this one does, the one at the bottom here, but this one obviously does all the different little hearts. I haven't got this, but I'm tempted to get it because I think it would be really good for scrapbooking. You know, you could run it through and you'd have a whole bunch of all these different little hearts to add to a page, which would be rather nice. So that is something I've considered, but I haven't done anything about it yet. But I thought I might use some of these little roses, and I might grab myself some paper snips, and I'm actually going to come in here and I'm going to cut around because I don't have a matching stamp set. The only thing I've got close to a Valentine's set is the Be Mine bundle, which is the dies and stamps. Sorry, no dies. It's a punch and stamps that, yeah. Have you seen that one? I think we've used it in another video. I can't remember, but I have done quite a bit with it. The stamp set is called Be My Valentine. The paper that matches is called Be Mine. And then there's also a matching punch. right? So these are really cute. If you love cute little animals, and you can build the bee, you know, he's got a cute little, you can do a yellow body and then add some black stripes and a stinger. You can give him vellum wings. You can give him different facial expressions. Super, super, super cute. I really, really like this set. For anyone who likes it. And the colors, the main colors in that are red, yellow, like real red, daffodil delight, white, black. Super nice. But this is the only thing I have that's really a Valentine V kind of a thing. So I'm going to cut my little flower out because I really like it. And let's add this on. Now when you cut, when you fussy cut, I know some people don't like to fussy cut, but when you cut, you want to move your paper more than you move your scissors, okay? Because when you move your paper, it gives you a smoother cutting line. If you try and use your scissors to, you know, it doesn't end up very smooth. So if you want to get a smoother line, move your paper. And I always leave a little bit of a little tiny border outside my cut line. It just looks better than cutting on the actual line. If you cut on the actual line, it can look a little play schooly. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right term. But you have to be very careful. If you are going to cut right on the line, you need to leave the line showing. It's a lot harder to do. This is more forgiving. Oh, hey, Donna. Nice to see you. You got the hybrid embossing folder. Oh, I can't wait to see then what you do or hear how you like it. Like I said, I don't have that one yet because you can't have everything, right? I tried. I gave it a red hot go, but yeah, I don't. You just can't have everything. Right. Okay. So I was thinking about adding this here. And even, I wonder, there's another little rose here. And maybe I'll cut that one out and put it at the top because that might be rather nice. So there's a couple of other little flowers on here. So the one thing I didn't talk to you about that's in the celebration catalogue, and it's at the back pages, and that is that this month we also have a joining special. If you're thinking you'd like to join Stampin' Up, whether you do so as a happy shopper or whether you do so to get a little bit of money extra, or you're doing it because you want to run a business, whatever your reason for wanting to do it, it is available to you. And the best way to get the most value out of Stampin' Up is to join as a demonstrator. You don't have to do parties. You don't have to do anything. You just do the bits that you like. And if that what you like is shopping for yourself, and I know we've got a couple of people here watching that are very happy shoppers. They know who they are. You know, if that's something, but if you've, you know, ever thought about joining, this would be a great time because this glass mat that I'm using right now, plus the cleaning cloth, which I remembered to wet tonight. That's one thing I did right tonight. And the silicone mat that you can also use. These items come free when you buy your starter kit. So yeah, it's very, very cool. It's a really good joining special. If that doesn't float your boat, you can join right now and get an extra $51 worth of value in your kit. And how much does it cost? It costs $169, and you get, no matter which option you choose, you get $235 worth of value when you join, plus the extra stuff. So I'm thinking I might put that one here and this one here. That looks rather nice, doesn't it? All right, I don't know whether I want that extra one, but all right, let's add this. I'm going to use some dimensionals. So let me grab those out. Well, I'm sure I've got an open pack of dimensionals, but oh well, this is a new one. And let's pop them here. And I'm going to use my piece here, and I'm going to, now the advantage of having a greeting right in the middle and some space around is so that you can add things like this, whereas if I had used that other greeting we looked at before, it would have not left much room for anything else to be added. So you want to think about that. If you know you're going to be adding things to your card, you need to make sure you leave room for those. So All right, so that's going to go right about there. And this one's going to go up the top, facing kind of down. Now, you could just glue them straight on, or you could use dimensionals again, which is the way I like to go. Now, I'm going to put my dimensionals right in the middle here. And this one that's really only room for the one. I'm so sorry, I haven't looked at comments for a little while. You're a happy shopper, Leslie. You sound very happy, I've got to say. 4 years on the 20th of January. Woohoo! That's great. I hope you feel that it was a good decision. All right, so that's looking really cute. I feel, though, like it needs some... I feel like it needs something coming out from here. Right, now there's a couple of options. We could add some blingy bits, you know, some little gemstones or something like that. That would look really nice. And the colors being Flirty Flamingo and Real Red, we have some of those types of colors, but a color that would look really, really good with this would be Petal Pink, because Petal Pink is also quite salmony like the Flirty Flamingo. So we may go down that track. That probably would look really good. But I wonder if we need some like a little bit of like foliage coming out from behind here. What do you guys think? Ah, Jamie asked Donna if you won. Ribbon is a possibility. I don't have any Flirty Flamingo. Let me have a look and see what I have. Or some twine. Twine is another possibility. So I'm looking at my shiny ribbons. So I don't have very good ribbon organization, but it works for me. I've got 2 drawers, and in one drawer I keep all my shiny sparkly ribbon or satiny ribbon, and in the other drawer I keep all the plainer flat ribbons. So, you know, like burlap and just basic stuff. So the shiny ribbons usually is the one that gets in a giant mess because I'm using it all the time. We could use some gold twine. That could work. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with gold twine, right? But I still feel like I want some little frondy bits, some little frondy. So let's have a little look. Are there any in here? I think I have a feeling there might be. Oh, look, there are. So we've got these, like a couple of like little, and we've also got these leaves as well. But I'm just thinking maybe this with gold, given that we have gold featured here and there, we could cut ourselves a little bit of gold. We could use sparkle, like, you know, like this kind of sparkle. Or we could just go with plain gold, which might be better, seeing as it's a sort of a flat gold here and here. What do you guys think? Do you think sparkly gold or flat gold or nothing? What do you think? Oh, that's good, Donna. Your Baker's Delight bread is always good. That's a good point, Leslie. Never too old to start a new hobby. In fact, I think probably starting a new hobby is one of the best things we should do. Plain gold? Okay, plain gold it is. And one of the things I did do today with my friend was we sorted out all my glimmer paper and all my foil. And I have a lot of it, and it was everywhere all over the place. So we sorted it all, and now I know where it all is. How exciting. Now we just need to do that with my new stamps. So let's have a look and see how this worked. So we've got this one here. And if you can't get them out, that's where your take your pick tool with the pokey bit on the end is great. You've got these little holes that help push it out from the other side. All right, so there's that one. We have that going up there. Or maybe we have it going down here. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. And I usually attach this sort of thing with glue dots. I'm thinking this one here because it's the bigger one of the two. Whoops. And then this one I'm going to push out from here. I think like that. Now, that looks better, don't you think? I absolutely think that's the right decision on this card. So these make all the difference. And we're using the same dies. These are from the same dies as this banner where it came from. I think these dies are fantastic. They're called Thoughtful Expressions. They do match a stamp set, which actually I don't have at the current time. I may get it down the track, but right now I've decided I didn't need it as much as I needed the dies, so I got them separate. And sometimes you need to make that decision. Whoop. I'm using a glue dot and I managed to get the glue dot stuck on something else. So let me just do that again. One more time. That's better. All right. Liking this now. I think those little these guys, what would we call them? The foliage. I think it looks fabulous. Put these back. Pop those to one side. And I think maybe a ribbon now is too much. We don't need a ribbon. But I think some bling would be good. Is Jody even here tonight? Oh no, the die had stuck to your phone. That's hilarious. Okay, so these are the ones I'm looking at. These petal pink ones, look how nice they're going to match in with the Flirty Flamingo. Looks really good. I love these. All right, you can take your pick or you can use a pair of scissors, and we're just going to take them gently under and make sure. The reason we do this with scissors or a tool is so that you make sure that you get the adhesive underneath, because if you don't take it with scissors, and take it off with your fingers, it's easy to take it but leave the adhesive behind. That's better. And there's big ones and there's small ones, so I'm going to have a couple of small ones. I'm going to have one here and one here. Actually, I might move that one down ever so slightly. That's better. All right, now it needs, of course, some white cardstock, base cardstock. So I've just got a piece of basic white thick handy here. And so this is an easy card design that I do come back to reasonably often. I have used six pieces today on here. Now sometimes that's making them 2 centimeters long, which is 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. Okay, so if you're closer to 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters, you're only going to fit 5. So if you don't want to have 6, 5 still looks really good. But I do like the card. I think it's turned out really nice. Let me grab my Tombow. Leslie's absolutely right, Lani. Who needs a dining room? Gosh, they're overrated, right? You can eat in your craft room, surely. So okay, that's a really good question. Where does everybody craft? Do you craft in, like, at your dining table? Do you craft have you got a dedicated space? One of the provisos when we bought this house, it had to have a dedicated space. That was part of the deal. I wasn't going, my old house, I had a garage that we used. The garage was not actually used as a garage. It was closed off. You couldn't drive a car into it. There was they put a wall in instead of a roller door. So it was like an extra room. The house was sold as a 3-bedroom plus rumpus, and not sold. It was rented out as 3-bedroom plus rumpus. And so the rumpus became my craft room. And in fact, when my daughter, who was, how old was she? She would have been, it was 2010. So she would have been 8 years old. And we walked in. She was with me when we did the inspection. And we walked in the door and she said, "Oh, look, Mum, it's got a craft room." Like, yes, it has. So that's how that came to be. This house, though, it was a non-negotiable, because I run my business from home. the non-negotiable thing was I had to have my own dedicated space. So it had a living room as well as a lounge room, like a family room. So the family room is where the TV is and the lounge and all the things, and the extra living area is my dedicated space, and it's 5 meters by 5 meters. So it serves me well. I am gradually working through all my stuff. What do you think of the card? Do we like it? This is how it's turned out. I actually wanted, now I've done this, I think I want to do one more thing to it. And I'm wondering, okay, I've still got my Floaty Flamingo ink here, and I'm going to just test out. I'm going to grab myself a sponge dauber, and I want to add a little bit of colour in the centre of the rose. So let me find an appropriately coloured sponge dauber, which probably sounds like an easy thing to do, but it's easier. That one might work. It isn't always easy finding daubers around here. Right, so I've got if you like the Perennial Lavender set, yeah, this is going to work. I'm going to colour my rose. I'm just going to really softly colour it. Now, you could use blends. You could use, you know, markers of different descriptions. You could even watercolour over these, and the foil would resist your colour, so those would give you a more precise colouring. But I just wanted a really soft colouring in the middle. I didn't actually want it to be properly coloured, so I'm just sort of adding some colour there, and I think it does look better. This one, yeah, and tiny bit on the other one, because there's 2 flowers there. What do we think? Do we like this? And I'm going to call that a finished card. I really like it. It turned out really fun. So I've just used the paper, and the Spanx is from the, what's the set called? Filled with Happiness stamp set, which is a new set. And it's the one that I used the other day. Some of you may have seen it. I used it to make this card, which I really liked. Okay. That is what it needed. I know it needed something, and that's what it was. Sometimes you know something needs something. You need something, and you have to try a few different things before you work out what it is that it needs. Oh, you like it? That's good. Thank you so much. And I also love how the petal pink bling turned out. They are the perfect match for that Floaty Flamingo paper. Looks really good. Okay, happy. I like it. All right, now we need to do another quick card. It's already 8:30, so I'm going to do a super quick card. I am not going to muck around today. So let me grab my trimmer, which is here on my desk, and I want to show you this fun card. So let's see. How wide is this? Okay. I'm going to make a card front here, and I did this card the other day, but I'm not going to do the whole card. I just want to show you how this works. It's super nice. All right, so the stamp I've used, which one? I've used this one with the citrus already, but I haven't used this one, so I'm thinking maybe that's the one to use. And that's where this one is where the stamp set gets its name. So it says, "Happy birthday, may it be filled with happiness," and that's the name of the set. So the thing you'll notice, these are quite big stamps. Okay. Oh, bye-bye, Nari. Have a great weekend. All right, the thing I noticed is they're big, so you do actually need E block. D is not big enough, so you will need E. If you happen to have a Stamparatus, you may find that works well for you, because the Stamparatus is basically a big plate, like a big block you can stick them on. So if you happen to have one of those, you could use that. All right, so I'm deciding what colour And I'm thinking the other day I did mine in Night of Navy. I'm going to go with that again because I thought that looked really, really good. And because it's a big stamp, I'm taking my ink to the stamp rather than trying to do it the other way around. This is Night of Navy, one of my favorite colors. And I'm going to try and put this right in the middle. Like so. And it's slightly to one side, but that's okay because I think I'm probably going to put a mat around this and cut this piece down slightly anyway. All right, so I have got, let me grab another piece of Whisper White, but I don't really want Whisper White thick, and all these pieces are Whisper White thick. So let me grab a basic white piece, and we're going to stamp it again, okay? But this time, I'm going to stamp it this way. Like so. And this is Night of Navy ink. I think Night of Navy or early espresso brown are good dark colors that are good to use instead of black, because black can be quite harsh. So now this is the Modern Oval Punch. This was in our recent mini catalog in the one that just ended, the Christmas one, and it is still available. You can still buy it. Okay, matched in with the Modern Garden set. The Modern Garden set has retired, but the punch is still available. It's carrying over. So sometimes you may not know that some things are still around because they're not in a catalog anymore, but you will see them online, usually in the online exclusive section. So what I've done here is I've cut this one out, and this is going to end up being positioned over the top of this one. All right, but I'm going to color it first. What color would we like is this a dove? I think it's a dove. What color would we like it to be? Boho blue, maybe? That could work. Or balmy blue. I'm going to go balmy blue. I think maybe a little lighter would be good. So I'm going to go the darker color just here. And I'm going to do the darker color on his feathers. And I'm going to do his rest of his wings here in the lighter color, just to give him a little bit more interest. You could color him all in one color if you wanted to. We don't have every single color in the blends, but we have a lot of really great colors. And I'd like to add to my blends library actually, because I feel like I don't have quite enough. What's nice is it has a thin end and a thick end. So if you wanted to use the thin end on a smaller area, it can make it much easier to lay your ink down, lay your color down. Now these are alcohol markers, and the difference between these and the other ones, the Stampin' Right markers, is the Stampin' Right markers are water-based. So you can watercolor with those. These ones you can't. Okay, so a bluebird of happiness. I do. I had a little locket, a little heart locket with a bluebird like this on it. I remember them very, very well. All right, and I'm thinking maybe shaded spruce for my green for my leaves. And I'm going to mostly just use, probably because the leaves are so small, there's not a lot of point in adding dark and light and blending because you're not going to see, it's so little, you won't really see that. So I'm just going to color them. So it's pretty simple coloring. We're going real simple today. And like I said, this is just a really quick little project I wanted to show you. And I will finish making the card up at a later stage. And actually, I wonder if I've still got the other card floating around on my desk. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to take a few seconds to see if I can find it. What should we add? Maybe some yellow, do you think? Maybe some lemon lolly to the little flowers on here? this is the card. Okay, this is the card that I did yesterday, and I used that light and airy paper that's from the back there, and you can see I cut down the white. So I did exactly what we're doing with this one. So let me quickly add some, this is just light lemon lolly. I'm just going to add that to these little flowers. You won't really see it much because it's such a little tiny amount of color I'm adding. And then this is going to go over the top of this, and we'll add that with dimensionals behind. I'm doing very, very simple colouring. This one, when I coloured it, I did a couple more steps on this one and took a little bit more time. Whoops, stuck to that. I love navy and yellow together as well. I think they just look really classy, don't you think? Right, so this now goes in the center. And what's nice about this, it immediately gives it this kind of really finished look. Doesn't it look good with the piece up on dimensionals in the middle? You really need to use dimensionals to get that effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to go down to 9.5. That's more in the middle now anyway. And I think I will take it slightly here from the bottom, and it's going to be 13.8 long, which is another 0.5 centimeter off. That's looking really good. I will add a navy blue matte, and I'm going to make it like this one. So I'm going to have these pieces. So before I put it on the mat, I'm going to add these pieces. These are from the light and airy paper. Let me just see if I have some handy to show you. So the paper I used was the back of this one. This is the light and airy paper. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. And it was this. Okay, so I used this. These little pieces here are from this paper. Okay, and they just, I don't know, just tiny little strips of, tiny little strips of paper, and it made all the difference to this card. I really, really like it. I added a little bit of gold at the bottom here, and then I added some boho blue in color dots. So I really like how it turned out. And so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. But I wanted you to see how this goes with, this is beautiful, how this Filled with Happiness set goes with the modern oval punch. Doesn't it look great? I love it. Oh, hello, Megan. I missed a leaf, did I? Where? What leaf did I miss? I did miss a leaf. Thank you. I didn't even notice I did that one, or didn't do that one, actually. Hey, did you miss my beginning of this video, Megan? Lucky you, because it was a disaster. So there you go. I hope. I missed it totally. So funny, you girls. I hope that you get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve with this card. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this one, but I'm not going to do it tonight because it's already 8:42 and I have kept you guys quite long enough tonight. That's the only paper you like. Oh, really, Cherie? Oh, well, I think it's lovely. And this is really nice. I love how this turned out. They're the cards from tonight. Well, I'm going to say that's those. It's those two, even though it's really this one. I'll finish this one up, but I really like how they turned out. So there we go. There's our cards, guys. So I'll be back on Sunday night. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel here on YouTube, please, please, please do that. It helps me get seen by lots more people. The more people that are subscribing, the more people that I get suggested to. So that's pretty cool. The balloon paper is beautiful, Megan. I agree. I love it. When is craft along? That is actually the question of the day. I originally had that down to go, I think it was the Saturday the 27th was the day I was originally going to go. But that's a holiday weekend, isn't it? Well, I really don't know what's happening with Australia Day this year because it's like weird. But am thinking if I can get it in the mail by Monday, which at the moment it's looking really promising. It's actually almost done on my desk. If I can get in the mail by Monday, I would actually like to have it either the Wednesday or Thursday of that week. So that would be probably Thursday the 25th is what I'm thinking. So I don't know if that sounds good to everybody else. How do Thursdays work for you, girls? But I'll have that announcement of firming that up for sure. It'll be either the Wednesday or the Thursday that week, and I'll have an announcement for you by then. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. So nice to have you with us tonight. Don't forget, we have lots and lots of good things going on right now. If you haven't already checked out the new catalogue or the celebration catalogue, please do that because there's some fantastic things in there. I will put my online shopping store in the description below so you can easily shop if you would like to. Have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Sunday night. Bye-bye.